Is it possible that it could be perceived that you're going after Trump using lawfare? You want Trump gone? Beat him. Beat him. We've got an inflation issue that they say is not really an issue. You're just miscalculating what's really transpiring. Did it ever occur to you that Iran dropping bombs could potentially be deemed as a bad look by the United States? China issues, Russia invading Ukraine, border issues here in the States, Texas, Florida, California, violence in the streets, New York, LA folks committing crimes and they out of jail the same day. Don't you think it's sort of diminished the moment you say it's hush money for a porn star?
Damn, is Stephen A finally flipping? Has he seen the light? Is he ready to vote for Trump? Hey fam, welcome and welcome back to One and Done. Today we're going to find out whether Stephen A is ready to make that leap. He's making a whole list of statements and arguments, all in favor for Trump, but is he going to vote for Trump? We're going to be talking about Trump's trial, the Stormy Daniels hush money payments, and we're also going to have a look at these two, Donald Trump and Joe Biden, on the campaign trail. Make sure you stick around for that because that is hugely interesting, the contrasts right there. Now, if you want to help a brother out, help me get to that 1,000 sub club, don't forget to hit the like, smash the subscribe, ring the notification bell, and share this video far and wide. Now, without delay, let's roll that tape.
I want to emphasize that I'm not absolving Trump from anything. I'm not trying to paint him as some good guy who's being victimized. That's not what this is about. What this is about is the end game and people not willing to see the forest from the trees, understanding the damage that can ultimately be caused.
Yep.
You want Trump gone? Beat him. Beat him. Period.
Now that's the problem, they can't beat him. And can someone please explain to me how on earth did Donald Trump get 10 million additional votes in 2020 and Joe Biden got more than that? Now Trump won the in-person voting and Biden won the mail-in votes. That is no surprise, is it? And there's no way Biden can win on his record because his record is horrendous. Now Stephen A. Smith's starting to come around and he started this journey a couple of weeks back. Let's take a look at this clip.
Trump is handing it to y'all. All you Democrats out there are walking around acting like it's somebody else's fault that in the year 2024, you're begging a soon-to-be 82-year-old incumbent to run for re-election and win for you because you haven't had a damn soul that can take them. 4 indictments, 91 counts, 2 impeachments, civil suits against them, elevating above $400 million. And he is whipping y'all ass.
Whipping.
That is a fact. He secured the GOP nomination. You got him ahead in all the polls as we speak. You've got him elevated, according to the polls, in a world of Hispanics and blacks, more so than ever before. Not to say that those numbers are going to be exorbitant, but it'll be just enough to get him reelected. And because I'm sitting here and pointing out to you that you're getting in your own way by trying to fabricate or embellish stories in such a fashion where you could easily get caught, exposed for your miscalculations or your flat out lies, and something that he is going to use to his advantage to get reelected. I'm wrong. I'm wrong because I'm calling out how you don't know how to beat him.
Now Stephen A was pointing out the bloodbath comments. You may recall he used that comment, bloodbaths, and news ran with it. They said if Trump said if he gets re-elected, there's going to be a bloodbath. And this is what they do. They take snippets of a Trump speech and take it out of context. He was talking about the automotive industry and the narrative that he's a racist. Well, tell these people that.
Yesterday, in a Reagan-esque move, Trump hit up a bodega in Harlem, which showed him a lot of love.
I love you, Trump! I love you, Trump!
They're loving that Trump.
We love Trump! We love Trump! We love Trump! We love Trump!
Donald Trump wasn't treated like the racist dictator the media paints him as.
Bruh.
He was greeted with love and affection by the very people the press tells you he hates. Now, if Harlem's chanting 4 more years to Trump, what's November going to look like?
I love this city, and it's gone so bad in the last 3 years, 4 years, and we're going to straighten New York out. So running for president, we're putting a big hit on New York. We think we can win New York. With 500,000 migrants that poured in and take over the parks, they took over your hotels, they take over everything. It's no good. And you know what they've done? They've destroyed so many people. The African-American community now is not getting jobs. Migrants are taking their jobs that are here illegally. Hispanics are not getting jobs. Migrants are taking the jobs. We're going to have to do something because no country can sustain it. These are prisoners and people from mental institutions, largely that are coming.
Harlem's chanting Trump, 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 while Donald says mentally ill bad hombres are taking their jobs. That moment destroys all the propaganda. The spontaneity, the humanity, the reality of a moment like that renders all of the talking points and all the hoaxes powerless.
And this is exactly why they need to keep him tied up in court, because this guy is a people magnet. They just need to, if they lock him up, that's it. He becomes president automatically. The popularity is going through the roof. Now, if Joe Biden was this nice old grandpa and Trump was this racist, he wouldn't have these people yelling and screaming for him. The only people that Biden can attract are protesters, and everything he says is incoherent. Every day he's proving he is a man for the people. But where is Biden going wrong? Stephen A's got some ideas.
You've got an economy that the Democrats want to say is thriving. We've got an inflation issue that they say is not really an issue. You're just miscalculating what's really transpiring. We've got an unemployment rate worthy of being stomached. It's not bloated. What's the problem? Do you know what you're putting yourself, what kind of position you're putting yourself in if you're the Democrats? Listen to me, my liberal fellas and ladies. Listen to me. Did it ever occur to you that Iran dropping bombs or trying to drop bombs or send drones and missiles and all of this stuff to Israel could potentially be deemed as a bad look by the United States? China issues,
Wow.
Russia invading Ukraine, border issues here in the States, Texas, Florida, California, violence in the streets of New York, LA, folks committing crimes and they out of jail the same day.
It's a laundry list of stuff. This is why Biden is sliding in the polls. Now, Stephen A is starting to see the lunacy of the left, but he can't bring himself past that TDS to say, I'm voting for Trump, because his policies work and Biden's don't. We were better off under Trump administration 4 years ago, but he just can't bring himself to say that he is the best choice. He says he's not voting for Biden. He said he's not voting for Trump. But how does that help? Sitting on the fence, how does that help? Make a decision. Who is the best to take the country forward? They're going to push out the weekend at Bernie's again. Now, getting back to the propaganda that the mainstream liberal media is spreading, that Donald Trump is a racist, do you recall this clip from Georgia?
I don't care what the media tells you, Mr. Trump. We support you.
We love you.
Okay, 4 p.m. We've been 4 p.m.
Come here,
for a
let
while.
me give you a...
Please
Come on in, come on in, come on in.
Yes, Kayla, yes.
We're going to get rid of Biden.
Trump gets indicted in Georgia. Atlanta says, we love you. Trump gets indicted in New York. Harlem says 4 more years. Donnie from the block.
Donnie from the block. I like that instead of Jenny from the block. But people are feeling him, aren't they? They're feeling that Donald Trump is being persecuted and unjustly. They may just turn this guy into the greatest president of all time. If he can get through this, Donnie from the block, Teflon Don, it is pretty amazing to watch. Now in the streets, who do they want? Trump or Biden?
Who do you want to win the 2024 election, Joe Biden or Donald Trump?
Donald Trump. I want Donald Trump. Trump. When he was in, it was no crime. Crime was down.
Uncle Donald. No cap.
Uncle
That's a
Donald.
nice guy.
Trump is straight up and down, like 6 o'clock. At least I know what I get when it comes to him.
I was more comfortable with Donald Trump in office.
Trump, that's right, I said it. That's right, I said it.
What do you like about Donald Trump?
He don't bull, he don't care, I like that.
A white Republican billionaire's hugging the block harder than Spanish Hollywood. It didn't dawn on them until the bodega.
Excuse me for a second, please. Coño, triple hueputa, me la madre, super panty, malparido. It looks like the Democrats are in trouble. And you might be thinking, how is this possible? Donald Trump is winning Latinos? Build the wall, Donald Trump? That's right. For Latinos, this election is all about inflation. And that makes sense. Inflation is bad right now. They're going to have to change the name of the game show to The Price is What now?
They're panicking because Trump's picking off their people. Just because you leave the streets doesn't mean you lose touch. Inflation, crime, and migrants don't touch limousine liberals. But a man who's been riding limos his whole life still knows the cost of living and knows migrant crime can cost you your life. Bodega owners for Trump. Kind of has a nice ring to it. Both know what it's like to be charged with a crime for defending yourself. The media knows they've unleashed a political animal.
That's right, the owner of that bodega, he got robbed and he shot the guy that robbed him. And then Fat Alvin Bragg, decided to charge him. Eventually, sanity prevailed and he was able to continue with his business. Now listen to the left liberal lunatics. Listen to their spin.
He walks outside of the courthouse and does these speeches, going to this bodega and having hundreds of people wanting to meet him and using these moments covered by Fox News and other far-right networks as sort of campaign events. I think there is something to be said for what he can do with this.
Essentially, he's like a caged animal, and that's a dangerous situation. He's feeling very threatened. He's out of control, and so we do expect him to lash out.
Does Trump seem out of control to you? For a guy facing 91 counts, I mean, I'd be doing acupuncture if I was hit with one misdemeanor. How's Trump in Harlem stacked with Biden in Pittsburgh? No bueno. Wow, Joe's got a go chance in Pittsburgh. Imagine what they're chanting in Georgia. Probably can't air it. These two campaigns, day and night. Trump talks about your issues. Biden talks about himself.
I was in the motel, after the local motel, getting changed, and I was in one of those 8x10 bathrooms, they have, shower, toilet, and a sink, and I got a towel on me and shaving cream, and I hear bam, bam, bam at my door, really loudly, and wonder what the hell's that? And I walked to the door and opened it up, and standing there was the former governor of the state of Delaware, Albert N. Carville, a big guy, about 6'5", talk that you like, yes. I'm standing in a towel and shaving cream on my face.
While Trump's talking policy, Biden says his uncle was eaten by cannibals.
My uncle, they called him Ambrose, they called him Bosie. My Uncle Bosie was a hell of an athlete, they tell me, when he was a kid. And he became an Army Air Corps before the Air Force came along. He flew those single-engine planes as reconnaissance over war zones. He got shot down in New Guinea, and they never found the body because there used to be a lot of cannibals for real in that part of New Guinea.
The Pentagon says Biden's uncle was a passenger when the plane's engines failed and the aircraft ditched in the ocean. Plane wasn't shot down, his uncle wasn't the pilot, and cannibals didn't need him. And the men holding Biden signs, I mean, you ever seen such a sad group? Those poor, poor hostages. Look at this photo. More people were outside of a bodega than a Pittsburgh rally for Biden. Biden straight up plagiarizing Trump's playbook now, steel tariffs in Pennsylvania, then pops into a fast food joint. Tell me if you spot the difference.
Going in for the sniff. Let me have a sniff.
Didn't see a lot of love. Biden should borrow
It's
some
cold.
of Trump's caged animal energy, you know? They said this election was a choice between love and hate. What they really mean is they hate how much you love them.
That is like chalk and cheese. Those pictures tell 1,000 words. There's no way this guy got outvoted Trump. There's no way. There was some absolute shenanigans going on. This guy is so bad. So bad. This guy is so bad, I wouldn't trust him to run water. It's just not humanly possible that this guy won the 2020 without some shenanigans. No way. You couldn't find someone this bad if you looked with a flashlight. And see those protesters, they were calling him Genocide Joe. And in Harlem, they were saying, "We love you, Trump, 4 more years." It's like chalk and cheese. No wonder they're trying to bury this guy somewhere underneath a jail cell. Because like Stephen A said, there's no chance they can beat him. No chance. He is going to wipe the floor of the Democrat Party and this leader of the Biden crime family, Sleepy Joe. He's done. Someone ring the bell, throw in the white towel. This is looking ridiculous. Now let's get back to this ridiculous court case in New York. The hush money case regarding Trump and porn star Stormy Daniels. Stephen A has an interesting take on it.
Do you think when you bring up these issues and you say 34 charges, don't you think it's sort of diminished the moment you say it's hush money for a porn star? So let me get this straight. The 45th president of the United States, who's no longer the president of the United States at this particular moment, is in a courtroom today, 8 years after he was originally elected, because he facilitated hush money to a porn star. So in other words, I screwed around with a porn star and I didn't want nobody to know. Y'all don't remember Gary Hart and some of the lies he was willing to tell?
Who's Gary Hart?
He wasn't the only one. Y'all remember Bill Clinton? I have never had sexual relations with that woman. Y'all remember that?
Remember that.
Lying under oath. Remember that? No sexual relations. Who was the presidential candidate? Edwards? John Edwards? Remember the lies that he told? You really gonna push this where a state like New York has a former president in a courtroom because he paid $130,000 in hush money through an intermediary who happened to be his lawyer, Michael Cohen, to keep a porn star's mouth shut about the fact that they got loose with each other. Because he didn't want that to taint his campaign. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have people in court because they lied about stuff.
Yeah, look, that's how crazy it is, isn't it? It's definitely targeted. Name a president that hasn't mucked around with somebody and tried to keep it under wraps. JFK comes to mind straight away. Obviously, Bill Clinton. And Bill Clinton had many allegations against him. Even Joe Biden's had allegations against him, even from his own daughter.
Is it possible that it could be perceived that you're going after Trump using lawfare? Because you can't beat him? Because you know the issues don't favor you? Is that possible? Is that possible? Because see, that's the argument he's going to make.
Very possible.
And why am I bringing something like this up?
Absolutely, I agree. This is lawfare. The Democrats and the deep state are coming after Trump. They want him locked up. They don't want him anywhere near the White House. This Stormy Daniels case is like 10 years old. Why the hell are they trying him now for it? This is election interference. There's no doubt about it. And that's why everybody's coming to Donald Trump. Everybody. They're seeing all the nasty things that the mainstream leftist liberal media are doing and saying that's inconsistent, incorrect, and lacks a ton of evidence. Because every time we see Trump go into the community, whether it be Harlem, Georgia, Florida, UFC fights, the people love him. And that's why he got 10 million more votes the second time around. And they were actual real people. Real people voting. People that were actually alive. The same people you see filling stadiums going to see him talk. And not talk for 3 or 4 minutes, talk for hours. And when he goes to the UFC fights, superstars are in awe of Donald Trump. They want photographs with him. They want his autograph. They want to shake his hand because everyone can see what how Joe Biden is ruining this country. Not only this country, but his foreign policies and the wars that are going on. The guy's taking weekends off here. He's taking holidays there. He's had more days off. He's done less news conferences and briefings than any other president in history. But it's interesting, isn't it? Like Stephen A. Smith, he's written Biden off. He knows we were better under Trump, but he just can't bring himself to say, I'm going to vote for Trump. Trump will put America first. He's like Bill Maher. They just can't get themselves past that TDS. But that's going to do it from me, folks. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'll jump in there and respond as I normally do. Now, if you want to help a brother out, help me get to that 1,000 sub club. Don't forget to hit the like, smash the subscribe, ring the notification bell, share this video far and wide, and I'll catch you in the next video.